All right, so this morning I came up with a couple of more uh, different angles for doing the videos. And today's video and tomorrow's video are both going to be told from the perspective of the ghost of Karl Marx, forced to work in an Amazon warehouse, also known as the Death Star. And they take a very odd turn for content created for this channel because it goes to show that someone who lived that long ago had no idea that the entire domestication process for human beings would be such a successful project. And without without dawdling, let's get into our opening monologue. They keep telling you that you live in the United States, but I've walked these aisles long enough to know better. This isn't a country, it's a company. And the logo on the wall matters more than the flag outside. In corporate America, your vote doesn't count unless it's made with a credit card, and your freedom is measured in PTO hours. The Constitution is a dusty prop, while the employee handbook runs the show. So, this comes from a comment that was left on my video yesterday about there being two Americas, corporate America and the United States of America. Somehow, corporate America usurped the regular rules of the land. They somehow went above and beyond to create a world where the average citizen lives in utter slavery. We never abolished slavery in this country. Corporations will always need meat. And to that extent, instead of protecting us from the corporations, the United States of America fed us into the machine. Willingly, knowingly, and more importantly, smiling. Because if you need health care, it's the corporation. If you need food, it's the corporation. You need housing, transportation, education, it's all the corporation. Government took a back seat to the corporations. Instead of having universal health care, well, I'll just say Luigi and leave it at that. Talking point number one. Leaders aren't elected. They're appointed by the CEO and the board of directors. Laws are written in terms of service agreements enforced by algorithms instead of courts. Profit margins dictate policy more than public vote ever will. If public vote were truly the law of the land, human beings' lives would be a lot better. The corporations would be required to pay no less than a living wage, which is a very simple equation. 15% of your income is all it should take to pay for your crappy apartment. 60% of your income should be allotted for savings and leisure. You should work no more than you need to. Remember, I'm a strong advocate of the 1 hour, 1 day work week. That's it. The corporations shouldn't be allowed to treat us like Egyptian slaves building the pyramids while we're thrown inside as building material once we can't work anymore. You shouldn't take the approach to human beings that you do with the Derby horse. If the Derby horse falls, you go to the glue factory. That is unacceptable, in my opinion. Corporations should not have the power to do as they please. We shouldn't fear HR. HR should fear the people. That's what it should fear, not the other way around. The other way around doesn't make any sense. Doesn't make it's not even a human society when human beings have to fear anti-human resources because that's what they are. They're not there for us. They're there for them. And they always will be there for them because that's what they do. They scheme, they collude with one another. They are not good for a society and they should be completely abolished. In every way, they should be completely abolished. Unions, co ops, this is what should replace these businesses. They're not even businesses, they're parasites. And that's what we learned during the 2008 financial crisis. Socialize the losses, privatize the gains. While we all lost, they gained. They're the ultimate welfare queens. And yet they point at us. Us. The people who can't eat, find enough to eat, are barely housed, and are driving a death trap called a car. But we're the moochers for turning our backs on jobs that no one wants, for wages that are unlivable, for corporations that see us as batteries. You are the plug and play employee. And when you don't play, they unplug you and toss you out, taking with it your ability to buy food, buy housing, and buy transportation. Once they unplug you from the matrix, you're done for. You might as well run into oncoming traffic at that point because your life is going to get miserable as a homeless person. Talking point number 2. Work hard and you'll succeed has been replaced with work hard so someone else can succeed. Wage is stagnant while living costs rise, making upward mobility impossible for most workers. Most workers? You mean the 99% of workers? Most workers doesn't begin to cover it. It's all of them. Unless you own the means of production, you are nothing. And society treats you as if you were invisible. There are 2 people who are invisible in our society: the proletariat that won't be exploited, and homeless people that don't work. There's no visibility. You have no voice. You have no agency. There is nothing you have to offer this world other than to stay quiet and stay invisible because you don't matter. And most people are like, well, that's an awful way of looking at it, but it's the reality of things. You are not a person unless you are rich. Instead of freedoms, workers get job flexibility, a nice way of saying you're on call 24/7. It's true. Work flexibility is a lie, and it always has been. Because if they put you on salary, you're expected to work more than 40 hours that you get paid for. What's the justification? They increased your salary. That's not true. I've seen them take this rule in which you're put on salary and make certain that you're working 60 to 80 hours a week for that wage. What does that do? It drops you down to a minimum wage worker plus. Because now, even if you want to go on vacation, you want to go away for the weekend, you just want to turn your phone off at 5 o'clock. They won't let you. That is 24 hours a day slaving. For what? To live here? To drive that car? To be in that relationship? It's not worth it, people. Nothing that corporate America has to offer is worth it in today's age. It's a lie. And it has been for a long time. For at least 30 years, a job has meant nothing. The regular working class people have been exploited to the nth degree, all in pursuit of one thing: ridiculous profits, record profits for the very few. While you work sick, there's someone sipping a fancy drink on a beach thinking about how much money they're making. Why? Because you won't get up and walk away from that job. And for simple reason. Most proles sell their labor because they have no other way of keeping themselves alive. Not a single other way other than letting themselves be exploited. Every morning that you walk into the office, you put both hands down on your desk flat and you arch your back and wait for fleece is a day in which our humanity is being stolen away from you. Because this isn't the way human beings should live. We shouldn't all, as a collective whole, assume the position every morning at 8 a.m. There has to be something better out there than this. Talking point number 3: constant surveillance, performance metrics, and time tracking replace trust and autonomy. Workers are treated as replaceable assets. Loyalty is demanded but never rewarded. Instead of rights, workers get privileges that can be revoked with the next quarterly budget cut. That's exactly it. They treat us like children. They put you in detention. They take away your lunch. They take away your home. They take away your health benefits. Or they pass off health benefits as more of a coupon to the free clinic. Because most health benefits in this country are practically worthless. I mean, you look at your dental plan, doesn't pay for anything. You look at your vision plan, and it truly is just a coupon for a discount on frames. That's what passes for vision insurance in this country. And it's not just one company or two, they all follow the same model. Give as little as humanly possible to people that have no other way of accessing those things that they need. Who decided that your eyeballs and your teeth weren't part of your body? That you needed separate insurance for those parts of your body? It's some a-hole in corporate America who said, oh, you know what? Let's separate these out because they're too expensive to go with a regular insurance. Teeth are expensive. Eyeballs are even more expensive. So what? They don't count? Yeah. The same way that they decided that you don't count is the same way that they came to the conclusion that they didn't have to provide you those benefits. Instead, they give you a discount code, and you're supposed to figure it out on your wage slave salary. They know you don't make enough money for healthcare. They know they're not paying you a living wage. And yet every day you're going to see an article out there somewhere on the internet saying how the $20 minimum wage in California is destroying the fast food industry, while those people working in the fast food industry have no way of making a living. They're not being paid living wages. It's simple enough. You have to keep saying it because they've tried to normalize these conditions on us for a long time. And the more that you put your head down at Pound Town, Surf City, the Death Star, or Evil Corp, the more they want it because they don't want long-term employees. That we know for a fact. They have created the conditions at every crap job in this country to make certain that no one wants to stay. If you want any sort of pay increase, you have to leave that job because that job doesn't care whether or not you have anything. Remember, you will own nothing and be happy. In the year 2025, the corporate slogan is you will own nothing and be happy. You will show up every day with a smile on your face and be grateful to have any employment because that's what they want. They want you as numb to the reality of life as humanly possible. Look at the news articles that are wandering around in the headlines right now. None of this makes any sense. Everything about our world doesn't make any sense from the perspective of a person who doesn't have money. If you show up at Surf City, spelled S-E-R-F, Surf City every morning, and you look around, all you're going to do is see the sad faces until someone in management looks at them and quickly they have to fix your face, as I've been told before. That's not something that I saw on the internet. I literally saw a manager look at an employee and said, fix your face. We don't need people who look like that here. We don't need people who look depressed or sad or downtrodden. We need people who are here to smile, to wave, to provide world-class customer service. You're like, what does that even mean? It means you're going to be smiling even if you have to clutch your rear end as hard as you have to in order to produce that smile. All right. Let's see. Let's get into our closing monologue. So stop asking why the United States feels broken. It's because you're not living in it. You're living in corporate America, where citizens are called associates, and every right you think you have comes with a barcode. The sooner you see it, the sooner you'll stop chasing a dream that was sold to someone else. Until then, keep scanning. The shift lead is watching. Remember, even if you don't think they're watching, they're probably watching you. In fact, the other day I was talking to one of my coworkers at McDonald's and I said, you know what? They watch us through the USB ports. They make certain that you're smiling and that at no point in your day do you give any indication of the suffering that you endure inside your own mind, because our own minds are our own torture cells. Because we wake up early, we go to bed early, because we try to escape it. But for me, I just woke up from a terrible nightmare. And guess what it involved? Work. Work doesn't let us sleep. It incorporates itself into our sleep, expanding the agony of its reach right into your very nightmares. Because if I'm having nightmares about work, then what are you dreaming about? Leave it down in the comments. Tell me, are you dreaming about a job that's going to fire you? A job that's going to demote you? A job that's going to cut your hours? A job that's going to take away your health benefits? Or make your health benefits even worse than they already are while raising your premiums? If that's what you dream about, tell me, because it's what I dream about.